Hi everybody, and welcome to Teaser Tuesday. That's the day I tell you a little something about one of the stories in my book, Once a Prompt at a Time. And look, the real book with the new cover. Yay! Anyway, if you remember last week, I read something from a story that was science fiction, and I told you how I wasn't a big fan of science fiction. Well, this week's story is a fantasy story, and compared to fantasy, science fiction is my favorite genre. I really don't like fantasy at all. Other than Harry Potter, which my daughter Sammy forced me to read, and I'm so glad she did because I loved it, I really can't stand fantasy. Every time there was a contest, my mantra would be anything but fantasy, anything but fantasy. So of course I was assigned fantasy numerous times. Anyhow, so of course the good thing about having to work outside your genre comfort zone is you have to do research, which I did. And believe it or not, fantasy is comprised of 7 or 8 different levels. There's high fantasy, which I think would be things like Lord of the Rings and things like that. And then it goes all the way down to what's called urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is a normal modern setting with fantastical elements. Think of something like, say, Bewitched or Mr. Ed, something like that. That I could wrap my head around. So I wrote a story for this one contest called Sisterhood of the Travelihng Therianthropy. Therianthropy is like a shape-shifting where humans and animals change shapes. So that's what I came up with for this story, and I'm going to read you just a little bit about it. The chameleon was staring through the window. Bridget crossed the kitchen and opened the back door. The woman was on the bench. "You're the chameleon," she said, half statement, half question. The woman gestured to the empty space beside her. "But who? How?" "I was once a prisoner of a monster like your husband. He abused me physically, mentally, and emotionally. We lived on a farm, and one day one of the stray cats transformed before my eyes into a woman. She was there to help with one condition. Would I accept this special gift, the power to take whatever form necessary, human or animal, to help other women escape? I agreed. So, Bridget, are you ready to accept the gift as well?" Well, there's a lot packed into those couple of paragraphs. Clearly, Bridget does not have a great situation at home, and now a chameleon slash mystery woman is going to help her get out of that scenario. Wonder how she did it? There's only one way to find out. That's reading the story. So I hope you liked this little peek into Once a Prompt at a Time, and we will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.